I have to start with two groaners. And I guess I would ask you to unmute just so I can hear you groan. No. I'm so funny. Okay. My first groaner is I lived in a houseboat for a while and I started seeing the guy next door. Eventually, we drifted apart.
Oh.
Okay, this one's my favorite. My boyfriend tried to make me have sex on the hood of his Honda Civic, and I refused. If I'm going to have sex, it's going to be on my own accord.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Okay, I'll save the jokes for later. This first poem is called In the Heart of a Rose by George Marion McClellan. And again, Kim, I want to express my gratitude for the poem of the day. I saved them all. I have a folder full of them. In the heart of a rose, I will hide my soul and its mighty love in the bosom of this rose, and its dispensing breath will take my love wherever it goes. And perhaps she'll pluck this very rose, and quick as blushes start, will breathe my hidden secret in her unsuspecting heart. And there I will live in her embrace and the realm of sweetness there, enamored with an ecstasy of bliss beyond compare.
Oh,
Bravo.
beautiful. Very nice.
Beautiful, Elaine.
Yay.
Okay, well, I don't know. I guess we could move to our little square, the Hollywood squares here. Hang on a second. Officially unmute. Does
It's
one
the
of-
Kim and Dean and Michael bubble.
Yes,
Well,
it's
I'd
the
like-
bubble.
I-
Yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah, Dean.
I'm gonna
go
sing.
Dean.
I'm gonna sing a song that you've all heard before. Well, the cowpoke kept his saddle on his back. It kept him fit, walking round like that. His horse had died a couple years ago, so he's moving just a little bit slow. Well, he took down the branches and the boughs, walking down them shady skid rows. He had a big old mountain of things to do before it came down to just one or two. Yeah, living on Blue Mountain causes people to stare, because my nose is in the sky and my feet are in the air. Yeah, living on Blue Mountain causes people to stare, because my nose is in the sky and my feet are in the air. Woohoo! Well, that cowboy, he walked up the hill. He sat on his saddle with a trout on the grill. And he started a song about staying warm. And them birdies and them cows, well, they all sang along. And they were singing, well, you gotta take down them branches and the boughs, walking down them shady skid rows. You had a big old mountain of things to do before it came down to just one or two. Yeah, living on Blue Mountain causes people to stare. 'Cause my nose is in the sky and my feet are in the air. Yeah, living on Blue Mountain causes people to stare. Because
Noses in the sky,
And
feet
my
are
feet
feet
are
are
in
in the air. Okay, very good, very good.
I'm listening.
It was Monday and time for a bathe. Yeah, that cowboy took the time out for a real close shave. I need one. With the sun getting hot, he dried on the spot. And in the evening, that lucky bastard, he slept in a cave. And he was singing, well, I took down the branches and the boughs, walking down them shady skid rows. I had a big old mountain of things to do before it came down to just me and you. Yeah. Living on Blue Mountain causes people to stare. 'Cause my nose is in the sky and my feet are in the air. Yeah, living on Blue Mountain causes people to stare. Because
my nose is in the sky and my feet are stuck in my hair.
Okay. After the summer, he thought for a bit about going back down into the shit. But when the trees started looking so pretty in the breeze, he gave it up and decided to wait for the freeze. Yeah, he took down them branches and boughs. No more walking down them shady skid rows. He had a big old mountain of things that he used to do before it came down to just one or two.
All right.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay,
Brennan?
okay.
Bravo.
Thank you.
You will know yourself by remembering the clouded canvases of old dreams. On a grim day when you walk with your eyes open. What counts in memory is the clean gift of evoking dreams. So I had a dream, and it took place in 1935 in an outdoor cafe in Madrid, and it was a year before the Spanish Civil War. And seated in the sidewalk in the corner of an outdoor cafe with his back up against the short little hedge was Antonio Machado, and he was writing in his journal. Now we moved to 1965, and there's another poet in Los Angeles, and we're going to take him off his bar stool, and we're going to move him over to Madrid, 1935, in the same cafe, but he's going to be inside at the bar, sitting on his bar stool, kind of near empty bar, and he's got himself his journal, and he's writing the last couple of verses of a song that he'll record in a year. We're talking about the American poet, Jim Morrison. And Jim Morrison is sitting there pondering, looking out the window at Antonio Machado writing in his journal. And Antonio's writing the first two verses of a poem he simply calls sonnet. So I'm going to sing the first two verses of Machado's poem he's writing there. And I'm going to sing the last two verses of Jim Morrison's poem of what he will soon to record with his group of Doors. So this came in a dream. So I'm going to just perform it as it was told me to do. Okay?
Perfect.
Okay. Old city with its heaps of earth brown streets, where all what precarious and stormy stone have I seen you hanging on mountain peaks, or deep in the gorge where the river waters sound. Old city, is it a violet moon rising, rising, enormous in its hollow gleam of blue, over your castle towers and on the familiar wreckage of my dream. Oh, tell me where your freedom lies. The streets are fields that never die. Deliver me from reasons why you'd rather cry. I'd rather fly. The crystal ship is being filled with 1,000 girls, 1,000 thrills, a million ways to spend your time. When we get back, I'll drop a line. Oh man. Here you go. That's my dream.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Bravo.
That's my
Bravo.
Okay, well, at the last minute,
Great song.
I figured that E.E. Cummings is always good because It's kind of hard to read, so it doesn't matter if you practice or not. But anyway, these poems that I found are from, were published in Poetry Magazine in July of 1950. So you could go pull that issue off your shelf and read along. This one I'm going to read on this round is number 5 of, I think there were 9 or 7. Anyway. And of course it has no title, but 5. If the love star grows most big, a voice comes out of some dreaming tree, and how I'll stand more still than still, and what he'll sing and sing to me, and while this dream is climbing sky, until his voice is more than bird, and when no M was ever as I, then that star goes under the earth.
Wow.
There you go. It
Man.
kind of goes with the Michael song.
Yeah.
The cosmic poetry wheel
Cosmic.
always turns here.
Yes.
Poetry night. So anyway, I'm going to pass this on to, it looks like Charles is the next box on my screen.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
We do a little test talking here. I'm looking at everyone else's screen, and my screen seems to be jumping around more and lagging. Worse internet connection. So can you hear me okay, or is the speech garbled or interrupted?
Maybe it's the polar vortex.
Your speech is fine. It's the image that lags behind the speech, which makes it still comprehensible.
Okay.
And just for a point of technical, if you find that it's extremely garbled, you can stop the video and then just do your audio, and that will make for sure that the transmission works well.
Oh, okay. Just stop video. I hit the stop video button, and then is that better? Is the jumping is distracting? All right, I'll just leave it like this. Yeah, I got. Let's see. Just some things I'm going to read. Now, a little more Everett Maddox. Guy from the unofficial poet laureate of New Orleans, the late Everett Maddox. I read him before here. It's almost Valentine's Day, so this is a good one. To the girl I love from an office window. I can see you from my office window every Wednesday morning when you cross the street to check your mail and come out, started home again. All winter, when the tall trees were just leafless poles, I watched you walk to the corner, hollered once and waved. Windows, not much place to talk. Late in March, it snowed, and you struggled by in that pink coat you wear, your face red in the cold. A few flakes whirled up and hit your hair. I asked you out in April. Of course, you were tied up. Now, 1st of May, the trees are too heavy with green to let me watch you long, to let you stay in sight. Today, you yank from a shrub a handful of leaves, some seasonal scheme. I watch you first, then just your legs, till the tall trees hide you deep as a dream. All right. Park
Bravo.
bench poem. Mind if I put up a park bench in your mind? I mean, if the mind is a park, why not have a poem in it? After all, you get through buying hot dogs and getting a load of the swans, you'll want some place to sit down. It ought to be fairly comfortable by the time a few generations of transient assholes have worn it smooth and the paint off. Though the original idea was to advertise my product, my own green life, now flaking into winter.
Very nice.
All right, one more of his. Let's see, at least one more. The sense of decorum in poverty. I put on a shirt with a couple of gone buttons and a pair of pants my wife hates and walk into the living room and sit down in a dull chair. In this way, I acknowledge nothing's going on. If I wanted to really suffer, I could go lie down in some shit, but that transgresses the fine line between propriety and masochism. If I were any kind of poet, I'd go stick up a Jiffy Mart or say the first bank of the cosmic imagination. Then I could buy a red plaid jacket with a rooster tie and stumble out into the clear autumn air crowing, "Guilty! Life, I'm your beautiful man."
Very good.
I love that. Everett Maddox.
Thank you.
Now a little bit of Camel McGrath.
All right.
Now to me, this is backwards. Can you read this? Is this backwards when you're reading it?
No, I'm reading it. Nouns.
Okay. On my screen, it's backwards. It's a mirror image, and you have to read it backwards. Anyway. My brain is zooming. Okay. Another love poem. Let's see. I haven't even read this one. I'll read it. Lux Australis. Early evening honey and whiskey, that sweetness, bees in the ever-blossoming tresses of your hair, darling, the touch of a hand like water in a parched man's cup. The way memory chimes its silver-stringed guitar like moonlight on a spider web. Milkweed stalks against rusted-out pickup trucks. Their wandering seed, our only constellations. Bells in the velvet darkness before dawn. That mystery, that consolation. Worn down paths we walk, fortified by trust in simplicity, and cans of beer and wind off the soon-to-be planted fields. Oh, let us reseed the garden and eat vegetable soup and never go to town, not even for bread. Let us inhabit this moment forever and ever. Live with me always in the scrap heap of my heart.
That's lovely.
Andromeda. Already the countdown has begun. 4 billion years until Andromeda collides with the Milky Way, rupturing forever that footpath through the forest of dreamers' jewels. I would scoff if I did not recall the tracery of fine hairs swirled across an infant skull like the softest of inbound galaxies. Andromeda, all your starry wonders cannot solve the ache of baby teeth chanced upon this 2 a.m. at the bottom of a bedside drawer.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Cryptozoology. So long as kids still borrow the family car to screw around joyriding and tossing crushed beer cans out the windows, I shall feel at home in these United States. Thank God for Henry Ford. Thank God for Texas. minus which our fabled republic would resemble a box of jelly donuts without no goddamn coffee. Perhaps I'm naive, but if the Tasmanian wolf is still alive anywhere, it's in the wail of feedback and amp-garbled blues chords of some insane teenage garage band, isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. All right. One more.
Okay.
Another night at Lester's. Many of the voices I'm hearing these days belong to actual people. Others resemble Ashbery poems recited by preschoolers. Self-importance is something I learned from a self-help manual. Pretentiousness I come by naturally. My thanks to the generations yet to come for their pre-orders of my collected works. In the next 600 poems I'm going to read tonight, all words will be buzzwords, all metaphors ink-edged, all images pitched to tickle the funny bone and melt the heart and vent some spleen and pickle my liver and give you the finger. I had a thought, and then I had a thought, and then I had another thought. Check it out, the pics are on Instagram. People who bought the items in your cart also bought books about Andre Breton and Lindsay Lohan, which tells you what exactly? This has been a test of the emergency broadcast system. Wrong button. This has been an audible audio text recording. Thank you for listening to Campbell McGrath's poem, Another Night at Lester's, based on the novel Push by Sapphire. Thank you.
Whoa.
That was truly the sixth dimension.
Was.
Sun Ra should do the music to that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Leo?
Okie dokie. Okay, I'm going to do 2 short poems from this round. The first one, by the way, how many remember mid-high school for me, which was in the 60s, two new books by Mark Twain came out that scandalized everyone. It was about Eve, and the one was about Satan being the son of God. I forget the name of those 2 books, but they were mythology, fantasy by Mark Twain about what really went on with Adam and Eve and Satan and all of that stuff. So it was really very shocking. But anyway, so my first poem is called Seeing Heaven. And it's in sort of memory of Mark Twain. Now, the first thing I noticed when I got to heaven was that there was very few white people, and most of them were either trimming the hedges or serving the other folks lemonade. The next thing I noticed was that there was more trees than people in heaven, and no one wore shoes as they wandered about, but shoes would have looked silly on the naked. And then the next thing I noticed was that no animal lowered its eyes to man, and every man stepped aside to let the deer pass by just as fast as he would a lion. And the last thing I noticed was that as I stepped in, an angel stopped me, apologized, and explained that part of my damnation was to see the rewards of the persecuted innocents before joining the kings and rich in hell. And this is for
Yeah, bruh.
and this poem is for Hal Hartzell of Calapoola Books, who's not with us tonight, but he's joining us for a short time. A poem for Hal who sits like Lincoln. The wind snaps up Hal's pipe puffs like crow's ladies' panties drying on the line. Hal's pipe puffs go like scattered petals to the sky. Hal relights his pipe, puffs, and the breeze holds its breath, while Hal squints and taps his toe, holding a bowl hit deep in his lungs. Then Hal whoops and slaps his thigh, sending gales of herb and laughter to the sky. There we go.
Yay! Nice.
Good poems.
I'll love that.
Oh, we need to perform that for him. Wouldn't that be great to perform that for him?
Yeah.
That's
That
lovely.
reminds me of Michael. Talking about how, reminds me, Michael, Poetry Peddler this Saturday at Calapooya, 2 o'clock. If you're up
2 o'clock?
for it.
Okay.
Poetry Peddler, Saturday at Calapooya from 2 to 5.
I should be through by then. I'll come.
Is it a black tie?
Only for you.
Any way you want to dress, man.
I love smoking black tie.
If you don't have a coat and pants to match, just wear one or the other.
Yeah, we should dress up. We should dress up.
Elaine, you got something for us?
Yeah, I do. But first, the lady Leslie is on with us, and I wanted to give her an opportunity if she wished to join us in face, in person, in voice before we start the round robin again.
Absolutely.
And perhaps she is in the 6th dimension and unable to come back. Oh, wait, I see her
Hello?
unmuting and muting.
Hello? Can you
Hello,
hear me?
Leslie.
I unmuted. I figured it out. I just found out about this from Nancy Ludwig.
Oh, good. Okay. Do you have a poem you'd like to share with us tonight?
I could do a poem. I don't have it with me, but if you'll hold on for a minute, I'll go get it. Is that
Okay.
okay? Okay.
Okay, that would be lovely.
Elaine, we don't have our image, you know.
Yeah, yes, I understand that, Leo. I can ask her about it when she comes back, but she's been sitting there listening to us, so I thought I would ask if she wanted to read.
Absolutely.
Musical interlude, Michael. Musical interlude.
Okay, I have a musical interlude.
With the sound of noise.
And now Bob Dylan will play Winterlude, Winterlude, one of his least played songs.
Actually, I have a short little ditty while we wait for Leslie, and Michael's song reminded me of it. I don't know who sings this. You ready? Dust on my saddle, mud on my shoes, a couple of empty saddlebags except for 2 old suits. I'm tired. Oh, is Leslie?
Oh, I'm watching. Okay. Okay. I'm here. I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear
Can
me?
you turn your
Okay.
turn your picture on?
Yeah. Here. Okay. There. Oh. There. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I found some poems here. Okay, but I can't find the one I wanted to read. But oh gee, I'll read. Let's see. I was in several poetry workshops and we collaborated on these poetry books here. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I wanted to read something original. Okay. Yeah, Nancy just told me about this about half an hour ago. So I didn't have much time to prepare. I was cooking dinner.
Well, one poem will be lovely.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me find my section here. Okay. Okay. It's called It's Not That Sad. She's young. Brenda is in love. At least she says so, and his name is Finn. John Finn, that is. He's her best catch ever. So she says, the best she's ever found in the sea of lovers. She's a friendly one, and it's been a big ocean with dolphins, tuna, perch, and cod, flounder, sharks, stingrays, eels. She's seen them all, a colorful array, but many slipped away or jumped out of the bucket. The waves have been high and the boat's been shoved around. Will this be a good catch? I wish the best for her. Brenda is in love. At least she says so, and it sounds promising, but what does he do? He strums a guitar, he strings beads, he doesn't do much to speak of. He took the hook, but like the others, then he vanished. Okay. Do you want me to read another one?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Coming down the street, I wish I knew it.
Okay. We had a group here. Here. Is that a little better? There. There you go. Okay. A little bit better. Okay. The best of intentions. On a hot summer day, my best of intentions fell by the wayside. The ambitions existed, but my plans to do it myself gave in to an offer, and I hired a gardener, an intellectual type, a smoker who moved really slow. Though you said you could do it, you said that before, and I know better. He worked for 2 hours. He pulled a few weeds, and you doubted my senses. Well, I had to leave. So we all had to leave. And we all had to leave. And the job isn't done. But the weeds will be there when someone is ready.
All right.
Okay, thanks. This is called Still Waiting in Eugene, Oregon. I remember the fire on that dry October day with flames rising to the sky as we looked out the window and the Santa Monica's burned while the plane flew away. We were filled with relief as we said goodbye, good riddance, goodbye to the traffic, the smog, the stress of Southern California. Hello to a new life, or so we thought. Even then, I had my doubts. Okay, there you go.
There you
Thank you.
go.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Looks like a fun group. How often does this group meet?
Once a month,
Okay, okay,
the second Tuesday of the month.
okay.
And usually we meet at the cottage in Cottage Grove. Kim has an event center, and so it's really nice. And you know, we can all see each other, and hopefully next month we can get back together.
Maybe. Hoping.
Okay. Okay. I like Cottage Grove. I read a poem there once.
Yeah,
There
well,
was a group-
hopefully,
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully we won't have to Zoom anymore, and it's held us in good stead until we can be together again.
Okay.
So I guess it's back to me. And I wanted to just apologize for singing while we were waiting for Leslie, because I didn't realize that she had come back, because I'm on my phone and I only have 2 people's pictures at a time. So I have to go back and forth if I really want to get involved. Anyway, Michael's song remembered me this song, so I wanted to do it real quick just to get it out of my head, because once you get it out of your mouth, then it doesn't still rattle around in there. So, and I don't know who this comes from. Dust on my saddle, mud on my boots, a couple of empty saddlebags, except for 2 old suits. I'm tired and I'm hungry, worried as can be. Last night I saw a poster and they're still after me. Okay, so my next is going to be a joke. And this is, never mind, I will tell the joke. A woman and a baby were in the doctor's examining room, waiting for the doctor to come in for the baby's first exam. The doctor arrived and examined the baby, checked his weight, and being a little concerned, he asked if the baby was breastfed or bottle-fed. Breastfed, the woman replied. The doctor ordered to strip down to your waist. She did. He pinched her nipples, pressed and kneaded and rubbed both breasts for a while in a very professional and detailed examination. Motioning to her to get dressed, the doctor said, well, no wonder this baby is underweight. You don't have any milk. I know, she said, I'm his grandma, but I sure am glad I brought him to his appointment. Sorry.
That's a knee slapper. That's a knee slapper, Elaine.
Well, it's hard because I don't hear you laugh right away, and I can't tell whether you guys are rolling your eyes or not. So.
Oh,
That was
we're on the
good.
floor. We're
Oh, yeah.
rolling. We're rolling.
That's good.
Okay, and it's much better in person. But
No, you're great. You are great.
Your delivery was
Oh, perfect.
Priceless.
Thank you.
You're on TV.
So I have two different poems, and they're about hope. The first one is Hope by Theodore Henry Shackelford. O hope, into my darkened life, thou hast so oft descended. My helpless head from failure's blows, thou hast also defended. When circumstances hard and mean, which I could not control, did make me bow my head with shame, thou comforted my soul. When stumbling blocks lay all around, and when my steps did falter, then did thy sacred fires burn upon my soul's high altar. Oft was my very blackest night, scarce darker than my day, but thou dispelled these clouds of doubt and cheered my lonely way. Ere when I saw my friends forsake and leave me for another, then thou, O hope, did cling to me, still closer than a brother. Thus with thee near I groped my way through that long gloomy night, till now, yes, as I speak, behold, I see the light, the light. Okay, and then this is my last poem for tonight, The Power of Hope Today by Gabrielle Marshall. Today's hope is a flickering candle that dwells in a snow-dusted window, circulating the prayers of winter's mornings. Today's hope is the crisp daffodil in colorless photos, containing the soul of a small child who only wishes and knows of peace and love. Today's hope is the sparkling eyes that truly believe in achieving anything to reach unity. Today's hope is the palm-to-palm connection, bracing each other for the climb neither expected but couldn't abandon. Today's hope is peering beyond the lingering barrier and still recognizing the diversity in ourselves. Today's hope has been dimmed and tossed recklessly and still generously stays with us, for we cannot help but come back like wide-eyed children to candy. We are said to be weak to rely on such strength, but we are only believers. That spark that gives science a baffled case and oceans an infinite plain is the eagle that dips and soars and fights, which stands for the hope of today.
Thank you,
Very
Elaine.
nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nice.
So Elaine, I know where that song, where the song is from,
Oh, cool.
because of a long story. But anyway, it's Seals and Crofts.
Okay. I'd need to find it then, because I used to know the whole thing and I can only remember that chorus.
Yeah, I think it's on their second album. Anyway,
Wow.
I probably actually have it
that the
somewhere
one
on
that has-
vinyl.
Is that the one that has Summer Breeze?
No, it was
No.
Girl?
Diamond Girl. It's on Diamond Girl. Yeah. Anyway,
Thank you.
my misspent youth right there, listening to Seals and Crofts. Yeah. Okay. So I have another E.E. Cummings poem for you. This is the 6th one from July of 1950. Okay. Crazy J. Blue, demon laugh shrieking at me, your scorn of easily, hatred of timid, and loathing for dull, all regular, righteous, comfortable, unworlds, thief, crook, cynic, swim float drifting, fragment of heaven, trickster villain, raucous rogue, and vivid Voltaire, you beautiful anarchist, I salute thee. And let me see, I might as well read, is this the one that I wanted to read? There's one more. Two more. Oh yeah, okay. This was number 3. Jack's white horse up high in the night at the end of W 4th reminds me, in spite of his buggy of Lady Godiva and that, for no reason at all, reminds me the cheerfulest goddamn son of a bitch I ever met or hope to meet in the course of my, shall we say, somewhat unusual, putting it quietly, life, was a blind man. So there you go. Little E. Cummings for you.
Dean, you got something?
Yeah, do you want to hear the heaviest LSD trip that I ever had?
Why not?
This was a very, very important, I was trying to think of this is one of the most important things in my life, okay? So this was when I was in high school, 1968, and it was summer.
E. Cummings poem.
And so this guy gave me something that had a rocket ship on it. And it was, I don't know, 1,000 mics of acid or something. And he warned me that it was very heavy. And so I took it and I called up a friend of mine and I said, this stuff isn't working. And I was strapped to a missile blasting through space and, just barely holding on. And then I went into this house of friends, including some Black Panthers, which wasn't too smart of me to go there. But anyway, so then they took me to a party in Chicago and I freaked out. I couldn't deal with it. So I started walking home. I was in the middle of Chicago and I didn't. And then the trees were all outlined in red and they were waving their big arms at me and it was very threatening and very scary. And I was like, oh shit, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't know where I am. This is like really threatening. And then the Golden Brick Road, formed right in front of me. And so I followed the Golden Brick Road, like in the Wizard of Oz. And and then I lost who I was. I no longer was an ego. I was nothing. But I was walking. And so I kept on going. And my unconscious took me home. And so that was a very great experience where, you know, you're totally out, but your unconscious doesn't fuck you up, it takes care of you. And so then, you know, this is Lake Michigan. And so I went out on the beach and there was it was all milk. The lake was milk and there were skulls out in the water, big skulls. And I walked out into the milky death pond. And then there was God and 1,000 angels and they were screaming this song in 1,000 different voices and beautiful harmony, but very loud and threatening. And there was God right behind them, 1,000 feet tall on a big, you know, thing. And so I walked up to the thing and I said, God, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Please tell me. And they kept on singing and God just looked at me and I pushed on God and it was a cardboard cutout and it fell down into the lake and I was no longer tripping. Wow. So that is a true vision of that I experienced, right? That was very, you know, informative, right?
Wow, that is informative. So God is just a cardboard cutout.
Well, in my dream, he definitely was, and it was just all of a fake, you know. And so I pushed it, and it went away.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, don't take the one that has a rocket ship on
Yeah,
it.
that I wouldn't do it again.
Don't
Boy,
take the
I'll
rocket ship one. Yeah. So this is a Antonio Machado poem that Leo gave me. So I got this from Leo. I knew the poem before, but it was worded a little differently and it was a little more friendly. This is about the wanderer. Wander, your footsteps are the road and nothing more. Wander, there is no road. You make the way as you go, and as you go, you make the way. And upon glancing behind, one sees the path that never will be trod again. long trails upon the sea. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yay!
Beautiful.
Antonio.
Thank you, Michael.
Leo, maybe.
Leo's next.
You're welcome.
Am I back with you?
Yep.
Okay, this is called Greening into the Green because I thought it'd be nice for this time of the year. Each year brings a new harvest of greening into the green. In spring, and then in summer, when young boys fevered with the need to become men, leap like antelope at soccer in an empty field. And young girls in laughing bouquets walk home watching them, and they begin to blossom into women. Men from their cafe table battalion and women shopping together along the sidewalks look sideways and make speculation in their conversation. Do not judge them. They are being human. The warmth of gender is a delight. Either all philosophy or all passion make a poor diet for a life, for it is both philosophy and the passions that give each other light. In spring and then in summer, when boys and girls are bees and blossoms, cherish them. For fall comes and winter too, to all of them, as it has come for me, and soon must come for you. Folks?
Very nice.
Thank you, Master Leo.
Yeah.
Charles?
Huh?
Eh,
Got it for us?
So we're doing like a little round robin thing. We're going around and around, huh?
Yeah.
It's a new format.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Should I read that poem I emailed you, Leo? That'd be cool.
Yeah, do that. And tell folks a little bit about our little project there, okay?
All right. Well, we were sharing our mutual perplexity at some of these poems. Leo sent me an email of award-winning poems for some magazine or contest or whatever it was. And it's kind of a big trend in modern poetry of contemporary poetry that these poems, a lot of poems are, you know, at least to mere mortals like Leo and I, who have not garnered many awards, we find them incomprehensible. And, you know, they're whatever, they're extremely dense. They're kind of playing with language. They're meant to sort of hover on the edge of intelligibility and kind of suggest things, but you can't really follow them. So you just kind of let them wash over you. And I don't know how you tell what to print and what to toss, but anyway. So we were kind of, you know, philosophizing a bit about that. And then I wrote this poem very quickly that evening, and then emailed it to Leo. And like I said to Leo today, I kind of wrote it in bad faith because I was speculating, like, I wonder if I could fool some of these judges by just like coming up with a bunch of images and throwing them together and make it sound really kind of intellectual. And
It's irresistible to do it. I wanted to do it.
I don't know. Anyway, this is what came out. Submitted for your approval. I mean, I think some cool lines came out. I mean, it was just kind of like stream of consciousness. I've been reading about ancient Greek history lately, and so I had some things in my mind related to that. So, you know, there's nothing like a good poem. It's, you know, it's not a good poem unless it sends you running to the dictionary or the encyclopedia, right? So, haha. Anyway, it's called Ruins. This salty stream flirts with the Archon's concubine. Sarcophagus sparkle pebble keys in clockless font. Only sound, a headspace, a Parthenon of parsings, eunuch of perfect spheres, silent bowls. She knocked out my front columns, took the fifth and filth from my cracked shell, muscle razors in the sheets, soiled sundial amongst the mushroom and barnacle. The satyr seed rained and rained from the lost poems of Sappho. That's when I knew I wanted to sentence. Garble your thunder-clasp cephalopod of Dorian thighs, the Pythagorean number of our doom, Python piece of Medusa, covered with seaweed and marbled verse. Nolo contendere. The my God, I can't say it. Archaeology indicts every bone of my hands. I raise these clouds from the bottom of sunken time, characters of stain. Eh?
You're ready to join their ranks, Charles.
Yeah,
Heavy. That was heavy.
yeah, I need a new dictionary.
Yeah.
So I like
Yeah.
the old sundial.
The soiled sundial, yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know,
That,
it's
put the-
it's kind of like a nice free association. Just let something come out, and then, you know, there's some good
very free,
images there.
very free association.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I
Were
just
you-
need some jazz music.
Yeah.
Or a rocket ship.
A
Or
rocket ship. Yeah, give the guy a rocket ship.
I'm stealing that image of the cardboard giant god in the lake of milk, Dean. I'm gonna get famous from that, but I'll cut you some royalties. We shouldn't make fun of your vision, you know.
No, I think if you can laugh at, you know, everything, it's better. Yeah, but now at football games, all the people in the stands are cardboard. Yeah. Right? Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was prophecy.
The prophet, yeah. You saw the future, Dean. My future, for sure. Leo, you got something?
I just read.
What? Yeah.
I just did one.
No, that was Charles, man. No, the girls and boys. Are you on acid? Yeah.
No.
Want some more effort, Maddox?
Hey, you know, it's Mardi Gras tonight, so.
It's Mardi Gras.
Oh, it's Mardi
Okay,
Gras.
let me do this one short poem, real short.
Okay.
Okay.
It's called From the New Proverbs. A pretty girl should have nice things, should go to parties, should wear nice dresses, and always see a smile. You should open doors for a pretty girl for the chance to flirt a while, for the world is full of monsters and their ways are full of guile.
Especially
Whoa.
those are the worst.
All
Yeah, it's good.
right. Who's next? Can I do a couple Maddox poems? Okay. First one is short. Somehow Leo's poem made me think of that. Hope I didn't already read this a ways back. It's called Green girl, green ice cream. To the memory of Wallace Stevens. The girl behind the drugstore counter may or may not know her ice cream is as green and the same shade of green as her dress. To play colors off thus is human business, seen at the drugstore now, at the chucker later, where the capsule bottle is as red and the same red as the girl's loud shirt, and Hogdoo's hair is as yellow as his beer. We have no name for such occurrences. You never asked their names, but you could have twirled these colors like batons, for so you basked in the accidental harmony of the world. And then,
In the accidental harmony of the world. That's good. That's good.
and then this last one is for Mardi Gras. It's called New Orleans for Ralph Adamos, his friend. From the air, it's all puddles, a blue-green frog town on lily pads, more canals than Amsterdam. You don't land, you sink. When we met, you, the native, shook your head, sweat dropped on the bar. You said, you're sunk. You won't write a line. You won't make a nickel. You won't hit a lick at a snake in this antebellum sauna bath. You won't shit in the morning if you don't wake up with your pants down. And you were right. 3 years later, I'm in it up to my eyebrows, stalled like a streetcar. My life is under the bed with the beer bottles. I'll never write another line for anything but love in this city where steam rises off the street after a rain like bosoms heaving.
Wow.
Edward Madden.
Wow.
Wow.
Great. Great
Next
stuff.
poetry reading should be erotica. Has everyone done it? And I don't mean porn, but romantic stuff, because this is actually the Valentine's Day group poem poetry reading, and we didn't do it.
Yeah.
I know it. I could bust out some pretty good E.E. Cummings, actually. There's some stuff.
That sounds like a date.
So. No, I think.
Anybody else got anything?
We've gone around the circle twice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And dizzy.
I do have one joke that I can take us out on if you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also wanted to thank Leslie for joining us. Please come back again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
really.
here's my joke. A nurse was on duty in the emergency room when a young woman with purple hair styled into a punk rocker mohawk, sporting a variety of tattoos and wearing strange clothing, entered. It was quickly determined that she had acute appendicitis, so she was scheduled for immediate surgery. When she was completely disrobed on the operating table, the staff noticed that her pubic hair had been dyed green, and above it there was a tattoo that read, "Keep off the grass." Once the surgery was completed, the surgeon wrote a short note on the patient's dressing, which said, "Sorry, had to mow the lawn."
Oh.
Beautiful. Great.
That's it for me tonight.
Good.
That was good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. This was fun.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you, technology.
Yeah.
Namaste to you all.
Incredible.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Be
Thank you.
safe and be well till we see again in hell.
Indeed.
So Kim, before you guys sign off, is Dean still there?
No, he just went to go work out, actually. He didn't wanna-
Okay. I'll remember if he's there next time. I want to tell him a story about one of my acid trips.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
See
night.
y'all later.